Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Dimer S. Sigba, BSN English 1A. So, for today's video, I am going to explain Week 5 module. So, without further ado, let's proceed. Discuss how the following animals and insects communicate. So, first is ants. Ants communicate through body language, just as humans. The ants use body language to communicate things. They can tell the other ants things by lightly touching or stroking the receiver in different ways. This way, they can combine signals of pheromones with that of touch and body language, providing an advanced form of communications. Next is bees. Honeybee workers perform a series of movements, often referred to as the waggle dance, to teach other workers the location of food sources more than 150 meters from the hive. The honeybee first walks straight ahead, vigorously shaking its abdomen and producing a buzzing sound with a beat of its wings. Elephants. Elephants' communications uses all of the senses such as touch, sight, smell, and hearing. In addition, elephants have an amazing ability also to detect vibrations. Just like any animal, elephants can communicate using distinct sounds. These large mammals use distinct sounds to speak and warn each other. They can produce rumbles, snorts, barks, roars, and cries. These creatures also produce low and high frequency sounds. Whales. Whales communicate using a myriad of noises to socialize with the other whales in their pod. The method of communication depends on the species of whale and what purpose they are making the sound for. The typical noises whales will make to communicate can consist of clicks, whistles, and pulse calls. Dolphins. Dolphins communicate with one another in a number of different ways by creating sounds, making physical contact with one another, and through the use of body language. Vocally, dolphins communicate using high-pitched clicking sounds and whistles. Number 2. Explain why do parrots can talk like humans. The muscles around the syrinx allow birds to change the sounds they emit, just like we can do with our mouth. The main difference between a human's vocal anatomy and a parrot's vocal anatomy is the larynx. While parrots don't have a larynx, they do have a syrinx. The syrinx is the vocal organ of birds. Researchers have found that flocks of parrots have conversations, and analysis of their brains shows that they learn languages in a similar way to humans. Brains aside, birds are unsurprisingly well equipped for song. They have a totally different voice box than humans, which gives them much more control over their vocal tract. The syrinx is responsible for birds' incredible range, the ability to produce two sounds at once, and why they can sing continuously. Explain the features of human language which are present or visible with apis communications. Apis and even dogs and parrots are able to learn words. Thereby, they associate an abstract symbol or an acoustic stimulus with an object. Single words by no means make a language. They just make sense if they can be matched in endless numbers of combinations by following fixed rules. Animals don't succeed in doing this, not even our closest relatives. Apes can communicate, but humans have language. Admittedly, we still know less about the brain structures in apes that enable language in humans. As hominoids, humans and apes exhibit a range of similarities, including complex social relationships, large brains, and the capability to utilize tools. Evidence indicates that in the past 2 million years, individuals belonging to the genus Homo experienced significant evolutionary developments. The increasingly complex patterns that resulted serve as the foundation of the human niche. A niche consists of the ecosystem an organism inhabits and all of the organism's interactions within the space processes occurring within this niche, including the use of fire and new modes of teaching and learning, offered humans greater control over the surrounding environment. Make a general comparison between human language and animal communication. All animals use some form of communication. Animal language is any form of communication that shows similarities to human language. Animals use signs, signals, or sounds to communicate. First, the most perceptible form of communication that both possess is body language, which humans and animals resemble in certain situations. Animals covering in fair share similar characteristics with humans frightened like in their surroundings. Number 2. The greatest similarity between human and animal communication is through the use of sound. Humans convey emotions through the use of words and tone in much the same way as animals communicate emotions through sound. Number 3. All systems of communication contain units of form that have a specific meaning, linguistically referred to as signs. Words are the most commonly used sign in human communication. Animals also use signs but when communicating, but their signs can take a variety of forms depending on the species. Thank you.